It's a Titans game day, and it's the Lee Company countdown to kickoff. All you need, visit them online at leecompany.com. The Titans trust their home stadium to Lee Company, tackle their heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical problems, and they can protect your home too. Your next play, visit leecompany.com. Lee Company, all you need. I'm Zach Lyons. That's Blaine Bishop. No, this isn't cover two. This is the Lee Company countdown to kickoff. We got a Titans game to actually preview today. It is awesome. I cannot wait to see Cam Ward in action as the producer extraordinaire. Ross gets all the camera fixed up. He's too close on me. You're hardly in the shot right now, Blaine.
I don't know what's going on.
You might as well not move, so he's going to move you around.
Where's my bag?
We'll have Buck Rising join us. He's out at Denver at Mile High Stadium. He'll join us in the next segment. Blaine, just your overall thoughts of how the offseason program, the Titans have, done, training camp, preseason, OTAs. You've been out there for some of those practices as well.
You were out there too, right?
I was out there.
You was spotting.
I was spotting. I was up at the top, in the shade. Like to get that all 22 video camera angle. Just your overall thoughts on how prepared this team feels compared to last year. Because last year it kind of felt like, okay, I think everything's going well, but we didn't really know. And then come Sunday, they got hit in the mouth on special teams and on offense and all that kind of stuff against Chicago Bears. Do you feel like their preparation was a little bit more clean and tighter this go around?
I could say all the right things, but that really doesn't mean a hell of what it means. I mean, it just, you don't know. That's why the element of surprise and how some of these young players, which they're relying on to grow and get better rep by rep, you just don't know how well they'll play in the environment. This is, it's underrated. Denver, Mile High is probably top 5 rated stadiums to play in the National Football League as far as noise. So I'm real interested to see how they respond to that. And when I say that, I'm talking about more from a coaching perspective. Do they get plays in on time? Do they have false starts? Do they do things to get them behind the chains because of the atmosphere? You can say you're playing for it all you want to and you do a good job, but then you get out there in the game and then all of a sudden it doesn't work out. One thing I am confident is that I think Cam is probably as prepared as he can be, and that his own personality of who he is and his leadership style, I don't think he's easily broken when he'll make a mistake. So I'm always curious on a young quarterback on when they get out there, they make a mistake, how do they respond to that mistake? And does it continue? Does he then try to force things? Because I think this team is built based off where the money is allotted, and draft picks is where the offense should be carrying this team. That's what I think. All the money's over there. Let alone the number 1 pick. So to me, they should be able to move the football, and they got to do more than average 18 points a game.
Yeah, for sure. They may not do it starting out week 1, but they got to do it by the end of the year for sure.
I mean, I think the Denver Broncos have a couple guys out on defense, so you just don't know how that chemistry doesn't work. I'm a real big guy on chemistry, and chemistry matters. But those guys have been playing in the preseason. I know they may have a D tackle out too. A D tackle,
one of their main rotational D tackles. So everybody was like, "Oh, Malcolm Roach," because everybody was focused on Dre Greenlaw.
Right.
But when you really start looking at how Malcolm Roach was deployed last year, I mean, he was their kind of like rotational nose tackle that stopped a lot of their runs. So there may be some openings for Tony Pollard. Don't sleep on. I know everybody. Listen. When you're a fan, I know everybody recognizes Dre Greenlaw's name, but don't sleep on the impact that Malcolm Roach will have on this defense now that he is missing as well as Dre Greenlaw.
So, I mean, there's going to be some opportunities, but it's going to be a tough task. And I think if they start off fast, and that means whether it's a turnover, big special teams play, something to get, the Broncos on their heels early and kind of chase it. So I'm interested to see if they can do that, and then how they respond when the Broncos probably turn it up a notch. And then I want to see the game plan on defense. Is it suffice to combat Bo Nix and what they like to do, and Sean Payton? So and I think that's actually the number one thing for me. I'm actually looking for everything from a coach's perspective, head coach in DC, which the head coach is the OC. is what did they learn about their team from last year, and what did they improve on what they needed to do to be the best play callers for their team. So I'll be interested in that. Because the players can only do so much, just like the coaches can only do so much, but they play a heavy hand on, are you putting players in positions to make plays and that they can be successful at? I mean, systems are systems, but then you circumvent your system to help the player if that's all you have.
Yeah.
So I'll be real interested in that. That's probably one of the biggest things I'll see. And some of that would play on, what Cam Ward can and can't do. I would open the playbook and I would run everything, because I think they trust him. I trust him. I think he can. That don't mean he's not going to make mistakes. And I let it be free reign. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be shocked if they went no huddle. See? And that'll take the fans out of it. Real hurry up. And then you get the defense on their heels a little bit. Yeah. Then all of a sudden you're running some draws, some quick screens. And then next thing you're going downtown. Get them, unsettled. So that's kind of how I would approach this. If they want to just go mano-a-mano, I think we're going to have a long day. So you got to start looking at other ways how you can, beat a team that you probably is, a year ahead of where you want to be.
I got chills just listening to all that. I don't know. I mean, just football's back, baby. We're getting the best of Blaine Bishop right now. If you're listening, man. I mean, that's great insight. And I love the idea when you were talking about opening up the playbook, like just throw everything out.
Absolutely.
You know what? I bet Denver's not expecting that.
No.
And see, you got to find ways to surprise them.
Or kind of conservative with their first-year starting quarterback. I would just open it up and let that thing. Watch this. What do you have to lose?
Right.
Like that's to me. Because
you're not going to break his confidence.
Team. Right. That's why I said I trust that quarterback. It's a little different than Will Levis. He's a little shaky here or there. Okay. This one is not. So let him fly. And if he wants to be a gunslinger and he makes a mistake, so be it. Say, hey, go at it next time. Just throw it better next time.
Yep.
I don't want hey, he's gonna make some mistake. He threw in the cover 2 and the guy dropped it in preseason. No picks. Well, he ain't scoring touchdowns. He ain't throwing touchdowns either. So that doesn't mean anything until we get out here live action. And I want to see you throw a perfect ball when Surtain's got the receiver covered.
Yep.
And you throw it back shoulder where he can't get it.
And, because I kind of think of how Jaden Daniels, it was approached with Jaden Daniels last year. A lot of no huddle, a lot of RPO stuff that was in his wheelhouse. Now they eventually went down a different path. They started adding more stuff to it, but they were getting him comfortable. I think for Cam Ward, I think getting him comfortable is keeping him loose, not keeping him confined. In all these sets of plays and all these scripts and what you think is going to happen in a game. Let him go out there and play loose because, like you said, Jaden Daniels is a different kind of quarterback, but like you said, he's a controlled gunslinger, right? So let him sling that gun. I don't know if that's the right term, but, let him go out there and just throw it and do the thing and don't worry about if he's going to plant his foot at the right time, take, the right amount of steps and get the ball out. Just let him go out there and have fun because for Cam Ward, that's kind of how he has talked about who he is. He's a ball player. He's football. He's not I'm sure he is, but he's not like some masterful student of the game yet. He's kind of a backyard quarterback, and it works. That kind of play can work. You're going to make mistakes, but you're going to have the big plays and the explosives and all that kind of stuff that come along with it, as long as everybody else is doing their job too, as long as the offensive line is protecting all that. But it really starts with Brian Callahan and with the play calling, because how are they approaching this game? Are they approaching it kind of like cowards? And they're going to hey, run, pass?
No, I would say conservative.
Conservative. Run, pass all the time? Or are they just going to let them, they may think we're going to run. Here's a play action, boot, and then we're going to take it to the flat. Let him build up some confidence, and the best way to do that is to get him in a rhythm. And I think when Cam Ward is one of those quarterbacks, when he can get into a rhythm, kind of like Derrick Henry, when Derrick Henry got into a rhythm, when you get him in a rhythm early in the game, that's better. You don't want him to be cold. You don't want to go run, pass, and then 3 and out. Then he's sitting on the sidelines watching the Broncos offense.
This is real honest talk right here. This is why I don't coach right here. I would be conflicted if I'm the offensive coordinator in this game with Cam Ward, because I know the recipe for us to win is actually running the football.
Yeah.
See? And now we're talking about him being a gunslinger, because now I'm helping him out. He just has to be strategic when we do let him be a gunslinger, that he hits. And so I think they got to be able to try to run the football. They have to get 70 yards out of Pollard.
Yeah.
Against a formula, what were they, number one, top 3 defenses against the run
like when
last
I
year?
was trying to look for whether it was going to be off tackle, in the middle, wherever their run defense was lined up, they were one of the best run defenses in the NFL.
Yeah, and maybe you use the short pass game to circumvent some of the run game if it's not working. But you have to be able to keep defenses honest, especially a defense based off of last season, what they did against the run. You have to be able to, squeak out some 3-yard gains, some tough yardage to make it manageable for that third down distance.
Just real quick before we go to break, just going through some of the scores of the early games. Atlanta is up 7-0 on Tampa Bay off a 50-yard pass to Bijan Robinson from Michael Penix Jr. You have Trey Tucker with a 26-yard pass from Geno Smith to give the Raiders a lead over New England, 7-0. Indianapolis is up 3-0 in Miami. New York Jets up 3-0 over Pittsburgh, and the rest of the games are scoreless. All right, when we come back, we'll be joined by Buck Rising. We'll see what the vibes are down in Mile High Stadium. This is the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff right here on 104.5 The Zone. It's the Lee Company countdown to kickoff. Lee Company, all you need. Visit them online at leecompany.com. They're available 24/7. Put Lee Company on your team to tackle your home's heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical problems. Schedule online at leecompany.com. Lee Company, all you need. We're just a few hours away, a little bit over 3 hours from kickoff for the Tennessee Titans versus Denver Broncos. They're over there at Mile High Stadium. We should be joined by Buck Rising at any... No, Buck? What's going on in there? Mojo Rojo, you shaking your head?
Ain't got a call yet.
I call him. He's probably, you know him. He probably needs to be called.
That's true.
He needs to feel needed and wanted.
He's a needy person.
He's a diva.
I'll give him a ring.
So he's the wide receiver of our station?
Yeah.
Well, said he concurs.
He's really the Kyler Murray of the station.
So what does that mean? So he's our quarterback, or what do you mean? Wait,
he's got the attitude and the fashion. Did you see what Kyler Murray was wearing today?
Oh no, I did not.
He was wearing this pink fur coat, but it was like a pink fur coat your grandma would have worn to church, and then these Jinko jean shorts. I mean, it made him look even smaller than what he already is.
Oh my!
Oh, it was really bad.
He's trying to make a fashion statement, maybe in the wrong way.
Yeah, the fits that some of these football players have when they are walking the tunnel. I'm like, because we saw a little bit of how it goes down. Joe Burrow has a fashionista guy that comes in, a fashion designer comes in that was on the quarterback Netflix thing, and the stuff that they pick out for even Joe Burrow to wear. I'm like, what are they doing? Can't you just show up? Show up.
Trying to make statements, man.
I guess. I don't know what the statement is with some of this stuff, but
man, you know who I had as my got all my gear ready for me? My wife. Yeah. It didn't even matter to me. I'm like, when I get out on the field, man, I'm about to rake shop, man.
All right. We're going to the phones right now to Buck Rising. Buck, you're down at Mile High Stadium. How are the vibes for the Tennessee Titans as we approach the Denver Broncos game?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been down at Mile High up here at elevation, but it's great. It's good to be back. It's good to have regular season football. City's got juice. They're really excited about Denver. I was at one of our sister stations last night doing the Fox show and just talking to some of the people that are working there about the conversation around the team. They've got really high expectations. They fully expect to cover that 8.5 today, and it's up to the Titans to prove them wrong, which, Blaine, you could speak to this better than me, but I think there is something to the whole chip on your shoulder, nobody believes in us, go out there and show them something that they might not be prepared for, resting on their laurels. And I know this is a really good ball club, and it's really tough for rookie quarterbacks. Historically, they almost never win their first NFL start unless they're Caleb Williams against the Titans last year. But it's going to be a fascinating test for this young and aspiring team, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they're made of.
It seems like the messaging coming out of the Tennessee Titans has been kind of like, okay, we did all this great stuff, but we still got to go out there and prove it. And is that kind of what they're trying to do today, is just go out there and prove that everything they've done has worked out well for them?
Yeah, they want to win, right? Like they fully expect to win. I appreciate that that's been the approach, and I think that had some things stayed status quo, it would be easy to come into the season with a bit of baggage. But I think that, Cam Ward, even though he's a young player, he's a rookie in a locker room where there are a lot of young players. They flipped over a good bit of the roster, but there's a lot of vets too, and he's kind of helping them readjust their mindset, or at least refresh their mindset and kind of wash the stink of last season off. And I know some of the dudes in there like to be reminded of how bad it was last year, because they don't ever want to feel that way again, understandably so, and maybe there's something to that too. But, it's easy to be optimistic and to have the right mindset right now, but today's for sure going to test them, and we'll see how that messaging continues as we move on through this thing, because we know, looking at their schedule, guys, that the first couple of games, first month is real tough.
You got the head coach headset on right now, Buck. How are you getting Cam Ward started, and how are you getting him heated up to get this game going?
Oh, man, easy completions. If Calvin's what makes him the most comfortable out of the gate, obviously Denver's going to be prepared for that, but just find ways to get him easy completions. I don't care if it's 3 yards, right? Just get him a couple at the start, get them confident, get them in rhythm, and let everything flow from there. And obviously they're going to have to run the ball, right? I mean, this is the number one defense against the run in terms of DVOA efficiency. Last year, we know that you can't just wave the white flag and go one-dimensional because that's how they tee off on you with their pass rush. So a good balance, I know it's cliche, is going to be important, but they have to prove that they can do it, right? And this is a tough defense to do that against.
This is the first game with the entire offensive line starting and playing together. Do you think these guys have the level of physicality to go up for 4 quarters against this Denver defensive front?
I do. These are professional offensive linemen at this point. Skoronski's been in it long enough. He knows what it looks like. Latham, I think, playing at the highest level of college football. I understand that this is the toughest level of competition in the world for these guys, but he knows what that looks like, and I think that he's mentally and physically prepared himself. And then nobody is worried about Kevin Zeitler. Dan Moore Jr., I know he's been monitoring an ankle situation, but he's played in the AFC North for his entire career. He understands the level of physicality required. Now, the question is, and this is an impossible thing to answer, right? How much are they in the right kind of condition to handle playing at elevation this way? Because that is a very real thing, and there's no way, Blaine, I'm sure you could speak to it, to really describe that until you're in the middle of it and you feel it for the first time.
We're on the phone with Buck Rising. He's down there live at Mile High Stadium.
Well, Buck, have you talked to anybody? You said you fraternized a little bit with doing the radio there with the Broncos people down there about why they didn't sign Cody Barton? Bing.
It didn't come up yesterday with the media people, Blaine, but I think they were really putting a lot of chips on Dre Greenlaw, who's obviously not going to play today. And we know that he's been a player who's successful. I think in a lot of those situations, Blaine, and I don't want to make any assumptions here, but I think it's understandable to see a player have a career year and understand, okay, I don't necessarily want to pay a premium for that in that situation. Somebody else will, and the Tennessee Titans needed somebody to hold that down for them. So I think that they were comfortable enough with their depth, and then to be able to find replacement level starting caliber players. Now, the fact that Greenlaw is not going to play is not ideal. And maybe Cody Barton and Lloyd Cushenberry and some other guys who have played with the Denver Broncos, Draymond Jones, maybe they'll go ahead and remind this franchise why they should have tried to make more of an effort to keep them. We'll see.
Could the Broncos look past the Tennessee Titans?
Hell yeah. I mean, it happens all the time in sports. That's that's not strategy, right? You can't just hope and pray and wish for that to come to pass. But this is we see it in college football. The first couple of games were Georgia. I mean, what was it, 28-6 over Austin Peay yesterday? That's not normal, right? That's such a different level of competition. You expect a team to go out and roll another team that way, but things kind of take some time to coalesce at the early part of the season. So if you can find ways to capitalize, now I think Vance Joseph being here, what is this, his 3rd year? They've got almost every piece and part of last year's defense that was so effective back, and I'm sure they're looking to build upon that. So I don't think that you can try and hope to catch them sleeping, but this would be the time to kind of spring something on some teams, and you've had plenty of time to prepare for it. We'll see if they're up for it.
What's the recipe for the Tennessee Titans, offensively, defensively, and special teams to squeak out a win?
Well, I almost think that you have to. I think you have to play a near perfect game to be able to do this. And really, Blaine, the things that we're looking for today, can they cut down on pre-snap penalties? They were 4th in the league. All the other crap that they had wrong with them a year ago, right? The penalties, I don't want to say that they were overlooked.
False starts.
But there was just so much, 55. I think they had 132 total penalties. 55 of those were pre-snap, guys. That's an insane margin. You cannot survive that way. So you have to play a disciplined, clean game. And I know that's cliche, but that's so fundamentally key to what Denver's formula for success is, right? Bo Nix isn't going to put you in too many jeopardizing situations. He understands how to do his job within the scope of what Sean Payton is asking him to do, or at least it seems that way. Right now, you have to find different ways to disrupt him, but it sounds monotonous, it sounds routine, but if you can be systematically boring and effective and efficient, I think that gives you the best chance to win the game.
There you have it, Buck Rising What's the Rising Show?
What's the latest on L'Jarius Sneed? Are we looking at a true game time decision? Because that's kind of how it sounded on Friday in the media scrum with Brian Callahan.
Yeah, I mean, I am getting ready to head down to the field after this, guys, and I'm sure they're getting ready to put guys through pregame warm-ups and kind of test things out. And, I mean, he's limited all week long, but that's what the situation for him in practice is going to be. I think at best, we'll see what they end up determining, but I think at best it's a very minimum workload if he does get out there today. I don't know how, Blaine, I don't understand how to get him in shape if he can't do all the things that a normal corner can do. And do you just kind of have to ramp him up in games? That just seems, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to understand.
I think that's what they're going to gamble. Like, they can get him as close as possible, but nothing can get you in game shape until you're actually in the game.
Right? Like, that's just, it's such, I don't think they have a perfect solution here, obviously, right? So they're trying to figure this out as much as we are. All they know is that they need him desperately, because we know how bad the corner depth was. We saw how much they churned it in the offseason and let all those guys go and brought in a bunch of new dudes off waivers. So they're really, really counting on him making incremental progress, but I think that's the most that we get today is incremental.
I mean, what's your confidence level in this pass rush being able to actually get after Bo Nix? Because obviously Bo Nix is super athletic. He can scramble, beat you with his legs, but he also keeps his eyes downfield and can go through his second or third read pretty quickly while on the move. So the pass rush is going to have to be disciplined and get there, and that's not what we saw at all last year.
No, I mean, listen, you can't fix it all, and I don't want to say that and just kind of let them off the hook for the season. But I feel like we're going to be having this conversation a lot. They have deficiencies on the roster. That's their biggest one. And I know people were frustrated with the idea that the Eagles signed Zadarius Smith after their game over the week, but you got to understand, you're not in a position to be spending whatever he got. I don't remember the contract figures. But they're not in a one piece away, puts us over the top type of situation. So they're working with what they got. You got to see something out of Femi Oladejo. We'll see how they work him into the lineup as a reserve. But I think that they're at least giving themselves options and guys who have done it, Jihad Ward, Draymond Jones, different kind of body types too, so that they can take advantage of the ability to crush the pocket from the outside as well, as opposed to just having Jeff and Sweat have to run guys out of the pocket the entire time and then letting Arden or Harold chase them down and clean it up. That way, I'm not saying necessarily they got guys that can win one-on-one other than Jeff, but I think they are at least fortified in a direction where they won't be as susceptible to everything the way that they were. Because it wasn't just that you could, that you couldn't get to the quarterback last year. It's that you were getting pushed around at the line of scrimmage pretty easily too.
With Chimere Dike being named the punt returner 8 days after he was said by the special teams coach that he wasn't ready, and then the special teams coach a few days later said he was ready. I mean, is this just hey, we spent a 4th round pick on this guy, we're going to lean on our young guys for now to start him off? Is that really what it is, or did he truly battle test earn it?
John Fossil gets say he's not your average special teams coach, right? He gets say in some of the roster decisions. And I'm not saying that he has sway over the general manager or Chad Brinker with control of football ops or things like that. But if he's comfortable enough with Chimere Dike, I'm not saying that I have any reason to be skeptical of it. I think that's fair to ask these questions, but they brought him in here for a reason. I want to see if he's putting the right guys in place, because that's such a critical thing for them to get right. I mean, how often are we talking about nuked special teams? And so I think that they are clearly moving in a direction of their guys. All 6 wide receivers, by the way, are going to be up. So they're going to lean on all of these dudes today. They understand that their youth is not something that can be totally relied upon. It's a lot to ask of these dudes. But I don't think that DK is going to have as big a role in the actual offense as Iamaner is, at least at the onset. So if they can make special teams his primary responsibility as he learns the rest of this stuff, they've still got Prochet on the practice squad if it goes to hell, but I suppose we'll find out today.
With you mentioned Eligai Manor, he obviously has gotten the starting spot, the ceremonial start on the depth chart at least. Have you seen what they see in him consistently enough in practice to feel comfortable that, hey, going up against Denver with a rookie quarterback, we're going to put out a rookie wide receiver as well?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that he's a better option than Van Jefferson. You know, I don't think that's too big a stretch. And so, like Van Jefferson, you hedge your bets, right? You've got these veteran guys on the roster, whether it's Zamir White or Van Jefferson, who've played actual NFL games, who've been in situations, who understand concepts, and you have those guys in case these rookies bite off more that they can chew in the early going. I think Malachi Manor has looked the part the entire time. I mean, y'all have been out there almost every day. It's something that you notice, and you try not to get too caught up in like the lies that training camp tells us, because some things become real, but more often than not, you're not quite. Your eyes will tell you something different than the coaching staff is actually discussing internally. They seem to want to give it a go here, and I don't blame them. Like, at some point, they got to give these guys reps. They're only going to improve by playing in games. And you know, I know Pat Surtain and the reigning defensive player of the year, and the Broncos defense is not the easiest thing. But like, you're a pro now. You're being paid legit money to go out there and play professional football. Show us that you can win.
We're talking to Buck Rising. He's down there at Mile High Stadium for the Titans at Denver regular season kickoff game.
I guess you mentioned it, but if you had to make a guess, who do you think the call-ups will be?
So they've got Corey Levin up.
Right.
Corey Levin from the practice squad because, you know, I mean, God forbid, it's Lloyd Cushenberry, no restrictions, but just in case, you got to have somebody that knows the position. And then they are going to have Carlos Watkins, the other defensive lineman, up. So, again, I don't want to read too much into it, but that does seem like a notch or a vote of support for Chimere Dike to not have Prochet up in case of emergency.
Man, I mean, I know you said that you put that, you know, in Fossil, but did he actually beat Prochet out?
No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, unless there's something in the meeting rooms that we're not privy to, and of course there always is, right?
Yes.
We don't have the full depth of knowledge to make any kind of direct judgments on these things. But on the field, no. I mean, we're out there every day at practice. There's a clear and obvious difference between somebody who's done it, a guy who was was he a Pro Bowler or was he all rookie? His first year in 2020 as a returner for the Ravens. I can't remember exactly, but he's got the ability to do it. He understands how to read his blocks in front of him and take advantage of field position. No, there was nothing to indicate. I mean, we didn't really see DK do it that much in the preseason, right? So maybe they're seeing enough in their closed sessions to us to say, all right, let's let it rip. But there's nothing that we have seen with our own eyes that would indicate that Prochet is not the better punt returner.
All righty, well, give us a prediction. What do you think is going to happen?
I bet they get shelled. I think they're going to get shelled today.
With all that, they're going to get shelled. Like, wait, it's a 8-point spread or somewhere thereabout. So
Yeah,
what do you mean?
8.5.
Like, give me a score, you think, if you had to guess.
I would
You
say
said shelled. That's like 14 or more? Is that what you mean? Or
yeah, I mean, double digits at least, Blaine. Like, it's so much. Like, you know, there was a good story in The Athletic, and I don't want to keep you guys too long, but there's a good story in The Athletic about Sean Payton the last time he faced the number 1 overall pick. It was Matt Stafford. And obviously Matt Stafford is an excellent player and is a Super Bowl winner and will probably be in the Hall of Fame at some point in his career. But, like, that was his first start against Sean Payton and that New Orleans Saints defense, and he threw 3 picks. Like, he was terrible. Like, it's just really hard to do this, especially on the road. So, yeah, I mean, if they lose by double digits, but you see some progress in some areas, I think that's kind of on par with what to expect. And if they do something weird in week 1, then great. We'll talk about it afterwards. But there's no good reason that people should pick them to win this game today.
Well, obviously a shellacking.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah. Obviously a shellacking.
No, I'm just kidding.
Obviously a shellacking is on the horizon. For you, Buck, I mean, obviously you've talked about pre-snap penalties. What are some of the bigger picture takeaways that fans should be watching for, even in a loss, that you can say, hey, they look better in this situation or this way compared to last year?
Yeah, I mean, are they fundamentally sound? Like, is he operationally sound? All the kind of stuff, all the little checkpoints that you're looking for through the preseason. How does he kind of manage his movement, right? He had what they called a governor on him as far as how much they'd actually allow him to freelance and extend plays in the preseason because they didn't want him to take hits. How much of that part of his game that we know was a big part of it in college that allowed him to extend plays and make explosives down the field. How much does he experiment with that today? This is a tough defense to do that against. And are there lessons to be learned in that? What's his footwork look like? Does it stay clean? Does he get rattled? Like all the different personality stuff that we've spent so much time talking about, intangibles, like does that hold up in a game? Because it's totally different from the preseason to the regular season. These things count. And I'm not saying that I doubt him, but I'm just curious to see if that in fact holds level as we work our way through this thing, because it's going to be tough today.
I mean, who has, going back to the defense right before we let you go, obviously this defense is going to have its hands full because of lack of a pass rush. But with Cody Barton, Cedric Gray in the middle with probably James Williams rolling in, and then, of course, you have newly paid Amani Hooker, safety, extended back there in the backfield with the Quandre Diggs next to him, or not Quandre Diggs, Xavier Woods. I mean, can they contain Evan Ingram, someone that we all haven't really talked about? We talked about some on Cover 2, but he's a guy that's kind of got fresh legs.
He gives Titans problems.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't think that Gray is the better player in coverage, right? Like that's what we saw. That Colts game in particular at Indianapolis, they just got eaten alive. As far as the linebackers go, with the tight ends finding space and them being able to make plays and guys playing too far out of position and things like that, because they're still young, they're still inexperienced. I wouldn't call it a matchup I'm confident in, but here something else to kind of piggyback off your last question, Zach. Like, we could learn a lot about Denard Wilson today, because if they put together a legitimate defensive performance, I think it says a lot about the coach trying to put these players in position to succeed. And, how much are they comfortable sending pressure with what the secondary looks like? Do they think that that can hold up that way? I think there's going to be a lot of different telling points, not to read too much into one game as we move forward through 17 of them. But it's going to be a fascinating chess match. I don't think anybody is going to fault them if they don't have an answer. But that's the one thing. That's the one thing that they can't let them beat them, right? Because how many skill position players in the AFC West would you name before you got to a Broncos player?
Yeah, right. I mean, totally. Yeah. I mean, like 13 probably at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Buck, enjoy the nice foot. Oh, Blaine's got one more.
Yeah. I'm just somebody's in the chat, all fun and jokes, but, he says, Buck has no faith in the team ever. Is that a true statement ever? Even under Vrabel?
No, they used to win, Blaine, but they're 16-35 in their last three.
They used to win until you started posting that video.
See,
it's you. 16-35 since you posted that video. Just want to throw that out there.
If your football team is so fragile that it can't handle memes on the internet, I think we need to have a larger conversation.
I'm just saying, coincidences and luck and all that, tradition. I think you jinxed them.
Let me say this, Blaine. All right, nobody should trust them that they're going to get this right until they do it. Like, that's what today is about in part, and that's what this season is about. Like, show us that you deserve some level of expectation. Earn expectations. I don't think there's anything wrong with having higher standards for them, this crap that they've pumped out the last couple of years.
Yeah, very true.
Mm-hmm. All right, Buck, enjoy the great football weather. Enjoy the home opener. Buck Reisen, of course, you can follow him on Twitter at Buck Reisen. Buck, good luck today with watching that shellacking.
I look forward to your tweets.
It can't be as bad as 16-0 against Joe Flacco the last time I was here. Mariota got benched. It was a bloodbath. It's gross.
Yeah, it was terrible. I was actually in Denver for that game too. I did not go to the game though, and I saved a lot of money by not doing that.
Yes, you did.
All right, thanks, Buck.
Enjoy.
All right, see ya. When we come back, I do want to talk about Sean Payton because there was an article written by Diana Rossini in The Athletic that had some interesting things to say about Sean Payton, and maybe he's putting too much pressure on his Denver Broncos. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone.
Is it Cover 2?
It is not Cover 2. It's the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff right here on 104.5 The Zone. It's the Lee Company countdown to kickoff here on 105 The Zone. Lee Company, all you need. Visit them online at leecompany.com. And Blaine, we've been talking about expectations and how can the Tennessee Titans actually pull this game off. Pressure, keeping the Broncos on their heels, surprising them, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's me. I don't think the Titans going to do that.
Yeah, I don't think the Titans. I mean, that's the only way they can do it.
I'd be running lateral back and forth.
We're going to do Ross said on Football Not That For Us, he would just do reverses the whole game.
Did not say that.
Too far from that, man, in the beginning of the game. Like, this is where you want to throw out some things you saw, from watching all offseason, offensive defenses, their number one opponent. I think you had plenty of time to kind of scheme up some trickery, I think they can do something, man. It should be something. They got to come out some out of the pocket.
Well, I want to go to the Broncos side of things because Diana Rossini put out her, this is what I'm hearing, article before every
Super Bowl
week.
contending Denver Broncos?
Well, that's what this is about. Broncos head coach Sean Payton is the 2025 NFL version of Tom Cruise jumping on Oprah's couch when it comes to his love for second-year quarterback Bo Nix and the rest of his Denver squad. When I stopped by training camp practice this summer, Payton shared his gooey feelings. This might be his best team, and he isn't shying away from Super Bowl talk. In the Broncos team meetings, there's a Lombardi Trophy backdrop splashed across every presentation slide. Now, that seems like he's trying to, brainwash them into winning the Super Bowl. Like, he's subliminal messages. Like, here's some, putting if we played tape backwards or a CD backwards or whatever, you hear, something crazy on there.
Oh, my.
But, that's a lot of pressure that you're putting on a second-year quarterback and a lot of pressure you're putting on your team, not just inside the building, but he's been doing it outside of the building. Like we've talked about on Cover 2 this week. You brought it up. The way that he calls this a Super Bowl contending team all the time, and he's doing it inside the building too. Is this a master class in coaching and motivation, or is this kind of like, hey, maybe you're putting too much pressure on everybody?
Well, some coaches think the opposite. Like they say, well, we want to see how they handle the pressure because it's going to happen. So it's no different than from a player like Diego Pave. He's always talking like we're going to win. Like that's the same mode. So it depends on your team and what really gets them going. You got to know the temperature and gauge of your team. And if he feels like that's worthy of saying, I'm going to trust in what he believes in. So, yeah, if you believe that, hey, this is Super Bowl, this is the best team I've been on, hey, man, we got to strap it up. That's the expectations. I have no problem with it. Everybody talks about pressure, man. Pressure to play in a game is nothing, at this point in time. There is no pressure like that. I don't understand that, you play in a game that you're having fun and all of a sudden now, after all work that you put in all week, there's pressure to play in the actual game. The pressure to play in the game is that you don't lose your job, that you don't get injured, to actually go play. This is a boyhood dream, and that pressure doesn't exist after the first play. Like nobody is ever thinking about. If you're thinking about pressure, then you are actually going to cave as a player. Like that's why you see some of these guys who are really good players. I was like, dang, man, what happened? And just fell off the map, and the next, they disappeared, and they're not even on the team. You go, man, he was super talented. Pressure. There's pressure amongst all of it, but you're not consciously thinking about the pressure. So maybe he is adding to that. I don't know, but I think he would know his team better than anybody else. And I think that's how he operates, to be honest. You see him, going after Russell Wilson. Then last year, I'm hearing that he went after Bo Nix, and that kind of what changed the team. Bo Nix snapped back on the sideline and went at him. And then all of a sudden, the team then rose. See, so eventually it can work in your benefit as a coach. And then he, settled down. They started winning games. So maybe he knows more than we do, but he should. It's his team.
Yeah. Does it change anything? Okay, they get behind maybe and they struggle to go and they have this kind of Lombardi Trophy mentality. That shouldn't affect anything, right?
Now, you know what really, where there's real pressure is everybody knows the Denver Broncos are supposed to win this game.
Yeah.
and blow the Titans out. And if it's fourth quarter and they only up by 3 points, or the Titans are up by 3 points, yet then all of a sudden their butt gets tight. If you want to call that pressure, but there's nothing you can do. The game plays out how it's supposed to play, and then now you're pressing now to get into the game or to make sure you close out the game, even though you're going to feel like you lost the game, even if you only won by 3 points. Because you were supposed to blow out the Titans. So the pressure is on them. That's why I wanted them to score early, and then now it seems like the game would be even.
Right.
Like, okay, you get up 7-0, 10-0. All right, now this is an even game because the pressure is on you guys. You guys are the ones supposed to win. You're the ones supposed to blow us out. We're in your house.
Because we have no expectations.
Right. Well, we just going to go out here and play. We're going to do what we have to do. That's how I would approach it if I was playing. Like, what do we have to lose? That's what I keep saying that.
Yeah.
What do we have to lose? Nobody is expecting us to do anything. Man, do you know that is a dangerous NFL player playing like that? Like, man, you know he's going to take chances on picks. Oh, maybe if he does take a chance, he picks it and takes it to the house.
Right.
Oh, man, he may run a double move because he saw the quarterback scrambling and goes downtown. Boom, bang. Oh, man, we up 14-0. We never done that.
I mean, I'm sure Cody Barton is playing with a chip on his shoulder. I'm sure this defense is thinking, hey, we've been talked about all offseason about how we're not any good, how we don't have any pass rush. Maybe they're playing a little bit more loose and getting after the quarterback and got a little bit extra fire and everything.
Right. You got to be real careful, too. You know, Andy Reid taught me a lot there in that 1 year. You know, I had a huge chip on my shoulder going to the Titans game. And, you know, on Wednesday, I'm up here waylaying guys in practice. You know, he was like, hey, man, hey, hold up. This is your team. I mean, these are, you know, there are players. I mean, what are you doing here? And, I mean, I was biting up on play action pass. I was just overly aggressive. He said, guess what? You don't play them today. But I want you to say, he said this to me on Thursday when I got there. He met me there. He's like, hey, you need to know that this is just another game. There's nothing different than this game than if you were playing any other team. And if you don't get past that, it's going to hurt you in the game. Yeah. And boy, did that change my whole perspective going into practice that Thursday and Friday, and then how I played in the actual game. And I would have went out there and probably just tried to make something out of nothing there. There was really nothing to it. I mean, it was just business. And so that taught me a lot right there because I was going to be super emotional. It was an organization that I played with forever. And naturally, when you get cut, and especially being injured, not really playing that whole entire year, and never missing games, you feel like you were done wrong and that I should have got a chance to show that I could come back. But it's not their fault. It's just business. Would I have done the same thing? Probably so.
Yeah.
See, so once we had that conversation dialogue, so I hope Cody Barton feeling the same way. Yeah, I'm going to play you hard. I'm going to play everybody hard because that's all he knows. But it'll be even sweeter if you got the win, though, when the game is over.
I was just going to say, this is a very small part of the game today, and obviously you could say this for every single week, but I would love to see whatever side of the ball we start on, offense or defense. If we're on defense, get a 3-and-out. If you're on offense, don't let them force a 3-and-out. Get this crowd out of the game somewhat early, because if you go out there on offense, first drive, 3-and-out, this crowd's going to be relentless the entire game. I think some of these young guys need to get that crowd pressure off of them as early as possible in this game by hitting a big play or two.
Well, it's kind of like, those games where you have that hit at like the very beginning of the game where I go back to Kenny Vaccaro versus the Patriots at home in Nissan Stadium. I think it was actually his first game, if I'm not mistaken. I may be a little wrong on that, but Kenny Vaccaro comes flying in and makes this tackle just out from the deep of the backfield all the way down. And the Titans were not expected to win this game. And it was at home. They were not expected to win. And when that happened, I just kind of looked to my buddy next to me and said, Titans are going to win this game. And again, that's not like every hit, but like you just feel it. You kind of feel that momentum shift because the Patriots, they had a lot of fans in town from Boston. And, to me, I just kind of look at it and I go, to his point, to Ross's point, is that one play, remember, it comes down to 4 or 5 plays a game. One of those plays can just be a basic hit that you think that, in the big scheme of things, that's nothing. But in the real big scheme of things, it's like you're pumping up your teammates, right?
Oh, no doubt. It's in a message. I know exactly what play. Yeah, it's in a message. I was like, woo.
I'm sure you had probably like 50 of those.
Ooh, yeah, but that one there, man. I was happy being a fan watching. I was like, oh man, this is about to be a game right here.
Yeah.
They bringing that smoke. They don't know nothing about that. Vaccaro brought smoke, man.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
I can't remember if it was James White or I can't remember who he hit, but man, he knocked him. He knocked him clean.
Yeah, you know, by the way, that's his sister who divorced Tariq Hill. By the way, I just want to.
Oh yeah.
So now everybody knows across the country.
Okay.
That was his wife.
Oh, gotcha.
His sister.
In some AFC South news, the Indianapolis Colts are up 17-0 on Miami. They're got a field goal, Michael Pittman touchdown pass from Daniel Jones, and a Daniel Jones 1-yard run. Daniel Jones so far is 10 of 12 for 150 yards and a touchdown in that game. Tua is 5 of 7 for 42 and 1 interception. Jacksonville is up 10-3 on Carolina. We have a Hunter Long 6-yard pass from Trevor Lawrence, and it was said today by Jay Glazer that Travis Hunter is going to be pretty much exclusively playing in the slot.
Oh,
which I thought was
offense, not as much on defense.
Yeah, just situational defense.
That's what I said.
Well, yeah, this show said that, right?
Yeah, we did. I never thought he was in defense. I'm like, I don't know about tackling. He's kind of thin.
Well, if you're gonna use him to his fullest ability, it's always going to be what can get the ball in his hand. So far, he's 4 for 4 for 22 yards receiving. So he is being a big part of that. Big part of that offense so far.
He's almost as good as Ross.
Yeah. Jets over Pittsburgh, 16-10. Arizona over New Orleans, 10-7. Las Vegas and New England are both tied at 7. New York Giants and Washington. Washington is leading 7-3. Cleveland and Cincinnati tied at 7. Atlanta is leading Tampa Bay 7-3. So there's your scores across the league. When we come back, we'll talk more about the Tennessee Titans and we'll take your phone call 615-737-1045. It's the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff right here on 105 The Zone. It's the Lee Company countdown to kickoff. Lee Company, all you need. Visit them online at leecompany.com. And the Titans trust their home stadium to Lee Company to tackle their heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical problems. And they can protect your home, too. Your next play, visit leecompany.com. Lee Company, all you need.
The Colts have found their quarterback, is what the chat's saying. Daniel Jones, new life.
Let me say this.
$14 million. I told you that guy was going to be the guy.
I think Daniel Jones is going to be all right with Indianapolis.
That's
but
not
let me
good
tell
for
you
the
something.
Titans.
Let me tell you something. Miami is just going to be putrid this year. I mean,
he's going to get fired.
I think so. I think they've gotten too old. They missed their window. And I like Mike McDaniel.
Let me tell you something. I like his little quirky. I like him, man.
I think he's hilarious.
You like him, Ross?
He's a little weird, but I like him.
So here's the thing about Mike McDaniel. I don't know. I mean, I'm not putting out something that's not out there. You know, it's already in a book. It's published. But, you know, he had a real alcohol addiction problem.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he had real issues with San Francisco and the Washington. At the time, it was the other team name, but the Commanders. Mm-hmm. And it was a real bad situation. He got himself clean, got himself sober. And to see his progression to where he got the head coaching job. And for a while, Miami was really good. But Tua with injury, and he believed in Tua. Like, he believed in Tua. He saw stuff on tape that nobody else saw. But, like, at this point, their window kind of opened and shut really quick in Miami. And I think that it's just his tenure there is going to be over. It's just one of those situations. He'll get another shot somewhere because that's how the NFL works. He may have to go to, like, San Francisco coaching rehab, you know, like Robert Saleh did. But at the end of the day, I do think he'll learn a lot from this first experience. But I also think that, like, this roster just got out of control. I've never been a Chris Greer fan, who is their GM down there. So I think that this roster has gotten older. It's not as talented as what it once was. I think Tyreek Hill doesn't even want to be down there either. So, like, I think Indianapolis is going to be good, but I'm not as impressed with the Miami win, in other words. Even though it is week one. We got wins or wins, right? You just got to get one to get momentum going.
Yeah, that first game, but, man, I just don't want the Colts to do good at all.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Man, Daniel, oh, my gosh. He's looking like that. And Fields, by the way, they're saying, with the Jets.
Justin Fields is looking good. They're up 19-10 on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
His former team.
And of course Aaron Rodgers' former team.
That's George Jadani about that.
He's 8 of 9, 126 yards and a touchdown so far. Now Aaron Rodgers 7 of 9 for 102 yards and a touchdown. So the rushing seems to be the difference. Whereas Gainwell and Kenneth Gainwell, University of Memphis alum, and Jalen Warren are combined 6 of 14. 6 carries for 14 yards combined right now. Over here for the New York Jets, you have Breece Hall with 9 of 49.
Ooh.
Justin Fields got 6 of 30. And Braylon Allen is 4 of 9 so far. So, but he's got a touchdown. So they're a little bit more balanced attack over there at the New York Jets. And
the Jets.
And let me say something. We've talked about in this show a lot about Aaron Glenn.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and how we believe in Aaron Glenn. You've known Aaron Glenn for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this was the right thing for them for the Jets to go out there and get Aaron Glenn. And normally you don't go back-to-back defensive head coaches like they do. So, yeah. I thought this was the right choice.
Yeah. He's going to be hard nosed, man.
Yeah.
He's going to be a lot. He's not going to act as though this is his first year as a head coach. He's just kind of got those leadership skills that permeates, and I think he understands having relationships with the players, getting to know them and then knowing what buttons to push, and that's kind of how he's elevated all the way to this point. I'm, actually excited for him, and he's got a quality quarterback that maybe you can, sit behind and say, this can be our guy. And they gave him a 2-year, I think, 10-14 million a year or something, or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was, I think, 2-year, was it 2-year, $40 million deal? So $20 million a year?
Yeah. So they
they believed in him.
But hey, we're not going all in, but if you do, we're going to take care of you. So I think he has a lot of ability. I was stunned that the Steelers didn't sign him back, so I don't know what the deal was that for. But, I think the Jets are going to be competitive. Very competitive this year. He won't allow it any other way.
Nope.
Also, Aaron Glenn, multiple times in the offseason, stated how much he wanted to run the football this year. Breece Hall already with those 9 carries, as well as Justin Fields doing his normal improv on top of it. I mean, I think the Jets' identity is going to be a lot different this year than it was last year when they couldn't really run the ball at all.
Well, and they're also targeting their best players, right? So not only are they giving those carries and letting Justin Fields use his legs, Garrett Wilson has 4 of the 9 targets. So for 60 yards, and he's 4 for 4 for 60 yards and a touchdown. Breece Hall has gotten 3 targets, who is their second best player on this team, and he's gotten 38 receiving yards. So he's got 49 rushing yards, 38 receiving yards so far. That's how you go with the team. You got to lean on the way to do it.
And you got to lean into your best players.
Got to.
And you know, so that I'm interested to see how much Calvin Ridley, Pollard on offense, and whether Chig or Gunnerham, whoever's the tight end, gets opportunities. I think that's where maybe some opportunities will present itself. Depends on the game plan. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm pumped up to see what the Titans could do because everybody assumes that the Broncos are going to be what they were last year on defense. And it's hard not to. Most of the same
hard
pieces.
not to, but it's also hard to sustain the same defensive performance year to year.
Yeah, especially the first game. So that was last year. Every year is a new year. Any NFL player, I'll tell you that. What happened last year doesn't mean we can recreate that same mojo. So hopefully we get them off kilter and catch them by surprise, by something Mr. Callahan comes up with.
Well, and especially if they're not going to, I don't know if paying respect is the right word, but if they're not going to really be too concerned about who's on Calvin Ridley, there should be some kind of mismatch that you can take advantage of for Cam Ward. Because
you think so? If Surtain is on Ridley, where's the mismatch?
Well, that's the thing. So that's what I wanted to get to because we're talking about getting the ball to your playmakers' hands, right? So this is what Nick Colts said about what countermeasures do they have for when Calvin Ridley gets attention from the opposing defenses.
You know, I think, you got to move Calvin around, first of all. I think we'll move him around different formations, which we really got to at different points last year. And then those other guys, they got to make plays versus man and match coverage, right? It's going to be you got to win your one-on-one matchups, and it could be all those receivers. I think they'll all be up. The tight ends are going to be up. The backs are going to be up. And, if they're taking 2 guys to really take away one guy, the other guy's got to win. And the numbers are in our favor to win those other matchups if they're taking 2 for the other guys.
I mean, everyone's got to be up. There, he mentioned pretty much every position, but I think the most fundamental thing is moving them around the formation, and because that does create opportunities for Cam Ward to maybe have some Calvin Ridley in the slot and a quick pass, and Calvin Ridley shooting up that sideline with the speed. Yeah. I mean, that's a guy that's his speed. Calvin Ridley's speed is almost unlike most wide receivers you get to see on the field every day because the way that he's just not fast, but his quickness in and out of his breaks.
Oh, you just put me on recorded, right?
Yeah. I listened to you.
It's funny you say all these things, and I agree with all of that. But Surtain is a different animal.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting. I don't think he garners the attention that we think maybe he should get from the Denver Broncos defense. I don't know what that really means, but nobody down there is talking about their doubling. I could be wrong. These are people who are covering the team that they think they're going to be doubling them unless something happens, drastic, like he runs by somebody.
Yeah.
Like if he runs by the number 2 corner, then they'll be like, uh-oh, we're going to have to change this.
Right.
So I'm hoping they do move him around. They did move Calvin Ridley around probably the last 6 weeks or so. They were running him on reverses, motion him. You also can determine what the defense is doing by the motion, so you can then identify things with Cam Ward and what the coverage is. That's another reason why you want to move him around too as well. So he's a guy that's an inside-outside guy, and you want to, put him on the weaker link. So weaker link would be the slot guy here.
The Titans used him as far as his career goes. That was the second most he's been in the slot since his rookie year. Yeah. So they did it last year. Do it again this year, especially against this kind of a matchup, because Patrick Surtain's probably not going into the slot against Calvin Ridley. Maybe he does, but I would find that very doubtful.
I like him moving around a little bit because I really think he's not quite exactly what you want on the outside. He's not the tall, lanky, super athletic guy. He's just the fast guy. And then in the slot, he has great move capability, but you worry about the way he is framed, his body frame, is that he's could be somewhat injury, and that's why they moved him around a lot. He's kind of almost both of them, but not quite one of those. But man, what a unique talent with his speed and his agility and quickness. A combination is very rare. So I really like, and he's a great route runner.
Yep.
So he just got to be consistent with his hands. Hopefully gets to a fast start, because we all know last year what happened. It seems like he's on point with Cam, but we got to see it once again, in a regular season game. And I'm hoping we do. Man, I hope they don't double him and he gets matched up against the number 2 corner, and then he just gone by 7-0. Oh, I told y'all. I better address this guy.
Yep.
I was going to say, so isn't Riley Moss playing their other outside corner?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be him or Jaquan McMillan. I don't know which. I think they almost use them interchangeably, but I could be wrong.
I bring that up to say, likely the rookie first-rounder Jahdae Barron will probably be in the slot a good bit, matched up potentially with Calvin or Tyler Lockett. And we haven't really talked about Tyler Lockett at all. It's been pretty quiet. I know probably not what he used to be, but if he's getting a rookie in his first career game in the slot, with the veteran, route running presence he has, also Ridley with that matchup, I would like to see Cam, look towards the slot a lot today.
No doubt, man. I think you're onto something there. Veteran, wise vet. He still got enough quicks. He may not be running away from people, but he sure can run away from people on some routes. So, yeah, a quick passing game.
Knows how to get open quickly, probably against these
He is
high
a
pressure.
crafty little dude. I remember when he came, I never thought he would get to this level. Maybe not with the Titans, but when he was with the Seahawks, how tough he was to guard. He is a savvy, crafty route runner. And just think, sometimes he did it on the outside. It wasn't just on the inside.
Yeah.
With the Seahawks. So he has some versatility to his game. He's just, even though he's tiny, boy, he plays big, man.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with how his career actually turned out. So hopefully he has enough in the tank to help us out, especially get over this, quarterback process here, and then eventually they'll move on.
Because there's a lot of people in the preseason that we didn't really see a lot of. We didn't really see a lot of Chig, right? We saw Tyler Lockett sparingly. I know he got like 2 targets, I think, and they were kind of like
against Minnesota. I think.
They were like low, explosive play kind of deals. Whereas in practice, we saw Tyler Lockett, be open a little bit further down the field, and Cam Ward drops in the bucket. And obviously, you don't want to show that maybe in the preseason because you want to use that later. But those are 2 guys that we haven't seen a lot of that should factor in pretty heavily into this passing attack, you have to think. Because, like you said, kind of those easy outs. Will Cam Ward take the easy outs is another big question. Whereas, Will Levis kind of like kept his eyes downfield and was kind of ignoring the guy in the short part of the field. And, I kind of saw that in the preseason from Cam Ward on some plays. He took the big shot instead of taking what the defense was giving him. Now, maybe that was by design to maybe build a rhythm or test stuff out. I don't know. But I'm hoping that the talk all week has been, on Cam Ward, knowing that he could take the checkdowns, making things easy on Cam and all that kind of stuff. Is he going to actually follow through on that? Because that's what they've been preaching. So you would assume that means that's what they've been practicing. So is he actually going to do what Will Levis rarely ever did last year and maybe give it to Tyler Lockett? Listen, I know Tyler Lockett's not known for his yards after catch ability, but maybe wouldn't you rather have 5 yards than an incompletion or an interception?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, Blaine, quick, the run after the catch is going to be so important this game. I mean, Blaine, you know this. If your team's sending pressure and you've got to match up with the receiver, it's just you and him.
Yeah.
He catches that ball, that's an open field tackle. These young guys are going to have to help Cam out and get a lot of yards after the catch today.
I wonder how much this defense thinks they can go one-on-one with every player on the Titans defense, on the Titans offense.
I don't know. I think they can.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I think they did. So here's one thing that you brought up during the week, and I thought, whoa, maybe they can go one-on-one with pass protection. You said Moore only gave up 1 pressure to your Benito, right?
Yeah, hurry.
Oh, yeah, 1 hurry. Yeah. I mean, man, and his time playing against the Broncos last year with the Steelers. So I'm like, okay, and then I feel like J.C. Latham is going to pretty much do the same thing. I don't even care who it is. I'm just saying, hey, I don't know, Allen, whoever it may be. But I think they think, like the Titans think that they can block these guys, and I think the Denver Broncos think they can cover our guys.
Yep.
So it's going to be an interesting battle because ultimately offense typically wins. If you give the quarterback enough time, he's going to find somebody open.
Yeah.
It's just impossible.
It's the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff. Lee Company, all you need. Visit them online at leecompany.com. 615-737-1045 if you want to get in on the conversation. We're taking your phone calls on this pregame show. So I want to make sure you guys are heard. If you have any questions, if you have any predictions, call in 615-737-1045. Yeah, because the Titans' offensive line, because you talked about at the top of the show, we've talked about on Cover 2 all the time, which everybody should be listening to Cover 2, 1 to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, right here on 105 The Zone. The money, follow the money, right?
Yeah.
The money is on offense. The money is on the offensive line.
Besides Big Jeff.
And not only,
Sneed,
but not only
now Hooker,
which we'll have to talk about that too. Not only do you have money spent on free agents like Dan Moore, Kevin Zeitler, and Lloyd Cushenberry, but you have two high-prized draft picks. You have a 7th overall draft pick and 11th overall draft pick at guard and at right tackle now. That's a lot of resources put in on an offensive line. It would be pretty devastating if they got their, crap kicked in. And listen, Denver's no slouch, but you're paying them to not be slouches either. And to your point, and how we were kind of talking about how it kind of feels like this Denver defense doesn't really respect anybody on this offense. There's an opportunity there for this offensive line we talk about that Kenny Vaccaro hit, right? Get you a pancake on a couple of these guys on the offensive line, and you set the tone. Open up some running lanes, pushing guys out of the way, getting to the second level, washing out a linebacker. Those are kind of plays that can change the outlook of this team. Let them know, hey, we know we may seem a little, because this kind of is a mild-mannered offensive line as far as how they carry themselves, demeanor, and all that kind of stuff. If you can go out there and be physical at the point of attack, establish the run game, and establish your dominance on the defensive line, catch them off guard, because they don't respect you. Catch them off guard and make them respect you. That also is a path to victory for this Tennessee Titans team. I was at 2% or 3% on Friday. I'm feeling a little frisky. I may move up to 5%.
You get to 5%?
Yeah, maybe get to 5%.
You're laughing over there, moving to 5%.
Where
are you at, Ross? You don't be trying to avoid the question.
Is this chance to win?
I said 50-50.
Chance to win?
Yeah.
Technically, okay, you just bailed yourself out. It's always 50-50.
I went 40-70 through our poll.
I'll say 40%. I really maybe it's the bias.
I think the beginning
40.
of the game, really kind of that first quarter is going to kind of tell us, really.
Yes. Also, I hate to burn Titans fans with this, but Jonnu Smith just had a touchdown for the Steelers on a little tap pass. So, former Titan getting in the end zone today.
Man, somebody told me about 3 Titan players are doing something really good. The Chargers, they're with the Chargers. I fell asleep on the game, by the way. So, against the Chiefs, it was like
Tyre,
4
Tart,
different.
Kelsey.
Molden, Tart. I mean,
Tart punched someone.
He punched Kelsey.
Well, but he also tipped the ball. And he made a play. So, it was like all these guys that were former Titans are doing well for other teams. It just burned me. I was like, oh, man. Oh, wow. Win some, you lose some.
That is true. But yeah, this established the physicality. This team didn't really ever feel like it established a physical presence last year, and we have seen that in the Vrabel era where they're just physical. Of course, that's part of the perks of being a run first offense with Derrick Henry.
With the king.
With the king. A little bit different with Tony Pollard and maybe these other guys. But if you can maybe generate those explosives on the ground and make them start respecting you, that's an entirely different ball game that you're putting yourself in.
Just a dream come true if Pollard could just hammer down there, man. Woo.
Even if it's just like the first drive, you get that first chance. If I am that Tennessee Titans offensive line, our first chance we get to run the ball, you got to plow people over and just give Tony Pollard maybe 10 yards. It may not end that drive in a score, but that makes them respect you. And that's what you got to do, because I'm telling you, from the way that you've talked about how they feel about Calvin Ridley down there, the analysts at least down there.
They're like, oh, no, they're not.
And how we know that this Denver team likes to line up 5 defensive linemen on the line and go one-on-one with offensive linemen. they don't respect this Tennessee Titans team. Yeah. And the Tennessee Titans haven't given anybody any reason to respect them right now. So that's been the message, right? The message has been, we got to go out here and prove it. We got to go out here and earn it. Build upon that us versus them mentality. That's what this Tennessee Titans team's got to do.
I live for that stuff, man. I would lean into you earn respect. And, man, in sports, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you can come into a game thinking one thing, but when we finish, it's going to be another thought. You're going to come over and say, hey, man, you a heck of a player.
I got to go spend some extra time in the ice tub. You know?
Oh, no, man. I don't know what you got to do, but we won. So bye.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm telling you, though, like, I know the Bears game last year wasn't expected to be as lopsided going into it, but I don't think anyone expected us to hop up on them 17-zip just like that either. So you never know what can happen, right?
You really don't. You really don't know what can happen. Like, I mean, right now, Cleveland is within 4 points of Cincinnati going in the half, 14-10. Tampa Bay and Atlanta are tied. I think most people probably thought that.
With Joe Flacco at quarterback, by the way. I know you had that.
Joe Flacco.
Just make sure people do.
I mean, the Jets are up on Pittsburgh, but the Pittsburgh's still within 2 points. What about the Chargers beating the Chiefs? Probably not a lot of people expected that. Dallas keeping it close with Philadelphia. Again, Dallas lost the game, but you don't tell me that that's a building on moment for that team.
If C.D. Lamb wouldn't have had some dropsies,
they would have won it.
Ross, he was up there acting like you. Dropping the ball.
Were you at Butterfingers as a receiver?
I was just kidding.
I would
He was
hope
not.
not.
He was not.
They had some drops in there.
Yeah,
Every receiver's had some drops, but that was he getting paid the big bucks. Now Ross wasn't getting paid the big bucks like that over there at Brentwood.
But to the point of the matter is that, like, okay, they still lost, but they kept it closer than what the Vegas books thought. And that's something that Dallas team can build upon, right? Like, you're feeling pretty good about that team regardless of the outcome.
I think
you're
big
inside
picture,
that building.
yes,
Yeah,
but man,
big picture.
I'm telling you, every loss is like painful.
I'm sure.
I mean, it is painful. It's like, oh my gosh, would you rather be close to winning the game or would you have rather just gotten blown out? Which is worse? How you feel? I
think
felt
blown
worse
out.
after we barely lost. Like, oh man, we should have beat that team.
So you're just kind of like, you get to a certain point and you're just like, okay, well, I guess I can't really feel bad. I can only control me, right?
That's exactly what happens. You can't, and you're like, okay, man, I could have had one playback. So you start replaying in your mind what you could have done to help the team win. And, every time, I'm going through like 2 or 3 plays in my head and like, well, I could have done that, man, but we lost. It's over.
Yeah.
Like, I literally will go in there on Monday and just be pissed that what off every Monday.
I think this game, though, for the Titans, like, I'm sure the players are like, I mean, you don't want to lose, but like you'd rather it be close because I think this is all about how do we look? How do we come out and play?
For this team.
Yeah, for this team, I agree with you. Maybe not Dallas, but I mean, I do agree for this team.
Great point.
You lose really close, you're feeling pretty good because, I mean, especially if you're covering that 8.5, which you're not going to do. Do not do that. But
Whoa.
So you don't believe?
I do not believe.
Ross,
I'm still at 5% though.
Check this out. The total for the Steelers and the Jets was set at 37.5. They're at 36 right now.
Yeah, but that's
I
the
wouldn't
over.
count anything out.
Yeah, but what was the spread? Do you know the game time spread?
I think it was Steelers -3.
Okay, so there's still time. There's still time.
I'm just saying, week 1's a liar. We've said that
is
this
true.
week on Cover 2.
I want to talk about that when we come back. I got a positive spin on the week 1 is a liar thing. And I'm going to maybe by the end of the segment and the end of the show, I'll be up at 10%. This is Cover 2. Or nope. This is Titans. Lee Company countdown to kickoff. Right here on 105 The Zone.
Tighten up.
All right, it's the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff. Lee Company, all you need. Visit them online at leecompany.com. And today's broadcast is also brought to you in part by SA Recycling. SA Recycling reminds you to be a good fan this game day and look for recycle bins in and around Nissan Stadium. All right, Blaine in the studio with me. I'm Zach Lyons. 615-737-1045. Where's your confidence level? Where are the fans? I haven't heard from you guys today, and I want to hear from you guys. I mean, what's your confidence level in this team that they're going to win? What are you looking for? Your hopes, your dreams, your fears? We're here for you throughout the rest of the show. Of course, the Titans radio will take over at 2 o'clock p.m. And Blaine, Ross had mentioned it, and we've mentioned it many times, week one is a liar.
Can't be.
But I'm gonna put a positive spin on this for Tennessee.
No, not you. No way. This is about you are lying to us.
I know. I'm trying to get myself to 10% chance.
True.
I'm trying to get myself to 10% chance to win this game.
Okay, we'll give you a break on the 10%.
Okay. What if Titans losing is the lie? What if they're better than that loss they have today? What if that's the lie for week one?
The Titans are better than if they lost?
Yeah, like what I'm saying is like the lie is
right,
the lie is that okay, they lost, but the lie is they're actually going to be better than what they showed today.
Oh, well.
Well, because when Denver loses, everybody's going to say, "Oh, it's just week one. It's a lie." Denver's team's better than what we all know.
They won't be talking about the Titans.
They won't be talking about the Titans winning. They'll be talking about the Broncos losing. But what if the lie is that the Titans are going to be better?
Hear this crap. Oh, my. You don't even believe that yourself, man.
I'm just saying.
You're giving us a bowl of crap.
What if that's the lie? What do you think about my theory here, Ross?
No way.
Well, I thought you were going to say something like Titans win today.
Right, me
yeah,
too.
but then that would be the lie, right?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my. See, you still not buying it. You don't believe.
I'm just saying, what if?
You're up to 10%
The Broncos are just such a good, well-rounded team. It's like hard to pick against that. Especially with so many unknowns and newness, and
that's what helped. And it's the first game.
It could. I mean, it could very well help.
Blaine, I just want him to have an open mind. Is that too much to ask?
Man. Me too. You got to have an open mind, man.
All right, I'll move it up to 15% chance.
15.
We'll go to 15%.
We might get to 30.
You're at 40. I'm at 50.
Yeah. We may get there. You may.
We're combined at 100. Us three.
I'm feeling pretty good. The closer I get to the game, the more that we talk about this game, the more I'm like, I don't know, I may do something wild and put some money on the Titans.
I think the Titans. Do you believe the Titans can control the line of scrimmage offensively?
They should at least split it down the middle.
Right.
Okay. You may not win, maybe even if it's 51%. 50-50. But 50-50 is a win for this team.
For the Titans. Right. On the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. So if they can do that.
All games are won in the trenches.
Yeah. Yeah.
See?
I'm just saying, but then you now ask me that question about the defense.
All right, so do you think the defensive line can win against their offensive
Probably
line?
not. I don't know.
Who's gonna block Big Jeff and Big Jeff, man? Come on.
I mean, you got some big boys up in the middle over there on the Denver Broncos team.
We don't even know their name.
Now there's Quinn. I can't ever say his last name. Yernez or whatever. You got Mike McGlinchey over there on tackle.
Oh, McGlinchey is not a killer. He's a finesse
Quinn
player.
Miners, like it's spelled.
Yeah, is that what it is?
He was 49.
I don't know why I think it's always something different.
This is the worst show at pronouncing names, and I'm here to fix it.
Yes, we are. I'm
fix
definitely
it.
at the bottom of the barrel. So you keep trying.
Amani Oruwariye. I can say it. So
I'm here to fix it.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm definitely not saying that.
All right.
I wasn't going to learn today because he got cut, didn't he?
Yeah, he's on the practice squad. So you may have to look his name up.
Better hope he don't get elevated,
I got it.
Better hope he don't get elevated.
Yeah, for sure.
Eligaya Manor.
Yeah. See, you got that one.
Yeah, I got him. I'm
got
ready.
that one.
Now that they're on the team officially, I'm going to do it right.
You're
But
learning
until
their
then,
names.
man, no. It's just never going to happen, man. Like, I don't even know if they're going to be on the team. How much is it going to be? DK. What is DK going to do? What is the return game? To me, this is understated, and I'm hoping he does fantabulous, and I will have no more worries. He catches the ball smoothly, has some decent returns, and maybe even squeak through for a long one.
Okay, so he's a rookie.
Yeah.
How long is his leash Because you got other options, right?
What's your other options?
Well, Bryce Oliver, Julius Chestnut.
Julius Chestnut does not return punts.
I think he did last year.
No way. Kickoff and punt are different. Now, punt return for DK, I don't even know who's another guy. Now, Oliver can do it. I think he's been back there, but I don't know if he ever did it in the game last year even. Maybe one game. But you got Lockett, who was a returner. He can do pretty much anything.
Yeah, I guess they didn't do any punt returns. So it was just Mason Kinsey and Jaquan Jackson.
That's what I'm saying. What are your go-tos? They are ride or die.
Oh, that's not good.
Hey, there could be some punt return opportunities today, too, depending on where they're punting from with that elevation.
Right. So hopefully their punter just kicks it to the moon, and then he's back there by himself and he just catches it, and nobody's around him. Yeah.
All right, let's go to the phones real quick to Keith in Red Bowling Springs. Keith, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
Inactives. You can't be inactive.
Man, you guys are hurting my feelings. I tell you what.
I know, Zach.
Blaine, listen. Tell him you got to believe, man. You got to believe. I'm talking about, they're going to get smoked. You don't believe. Oh man, you guys, man, come on, come on, man. You got to spread the positivity.
Exactly.
Let's get off all this negativity. I'm not really happy about this. I want to let you guys know. Let's get on the train. Let's get on the win train. Let's get on the victory train. What's going on there?
Yeah, I am with you.
All right,
we got the inactive.
All right, Keith.
I am. The Titans. Yeah, we're gonna do our predictions too. We're also everybody.
Keith, you got me up to 18%.
You do not even believe your.
You gotta take it.
Fake it till you make it.
What was that you was talking about? Get your crap kicked. What was that? Sometimes you say some weird stuff, man. I don't get it. But
what do you mean? You don't want to get your crap kicked in. I can't say the other word.
I don't know about no crap getting kicked in. This team kind of ain't built like they not gonna get beat. Yeah,
I'm just saying you can't. I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying you can't get your crap kicked in.
No, you didn't say in. But anyway, all right, you guys take care.
I appreciate it, man. Good call, Keith, man. It was fun.
All right, up to 18% here. We do have the Titans inactives. We do have the Titans inactives up here. It is Jalen Armour Davis, the cornerback. Safety, Kevin Winston. Cornerback, Sam Womack. Jackson Slater. Brandon Crenshaw Dixon. Shai Tuttle. And C.J. Ravenel.
What?
So 3 of the guys they claimed off waivers. 3 rookies. And 1 guy they signed in free agency. So those are the guys that are inactive. That means that Snead is going to be active and playing. No. So that's what that means. So how much? That's the question.
I'm telling you, I'm throwing him out here until he says no mas. That means I got to come out.
Till his leg breaks.
Yep, till he can't go no more. Sorry.
That's probably the best way to go about it.
He better be over there just exhausted to come out. He better just run to the side. He better hope he's on the sideline, by our sideline, so he can just run out and tell somebody else to go in, because I'm not trying to let him come out. You going to fight through this. We're gonna get you in shape, playing game shape. You're going to stay out there, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, if he's going to start, you play till your legs can't go no more.
I'm with you.
Watch this. We paying you a lot of money to sit at home last year. So you got to have to stand up and rise up.
Speaking of rising up, the Miami Dolphins heading into halftime. I just want to give you these stats real quick.
They're beating the Colts now?
No. Going into halftime.
They're not beating the Colts.
Yeah. Going into halftime, 0 points, 29 passing yards, 14 rushing yards, 2 turnovers, and 3 sacks.
At home?
No, they're in Indianapolis.
Tua also just threw a pick to start the second half.
So now that's 3 turnovers.
He may not make it through the season. 29 yards passing?
He may not. I mean,
Quinn Ewers' time.
I mean, he is 9 of 12, 58 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions with a 45.1 passer rating to Tagovailoa.
Man. Oh, my gosh.
Ooh, buddy. It is not looking good down there. Woof.
Well, I don't care about the freaking Dolphins. I don't care about the Colts looking like that. All my indie friends be, we double down on you this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
Need the Titans to put up a competitive showing. I think that's
Stop
really
saying that.
What you don't want them to be competitive?
That's a losing mentality. That means you're conceding that we lost.
Zach,
I'm back down to 15%.
Zach, I'll say this: if we win today, every week on Countdown to Kickoff, I want you to say the exact same things you said.
Yeah, there
today.
you go. I mean,
every time.
Oh, if we win. Oh, yeah.
If we win.
Do. Matter of fact, I want you to put on the same underwear and T-shirt too.
I'll do it. Listen, I'll make sure.
Don't change nothing.
Yeah, because jinxes matter. Jinxes matter. That's what it's trying to tell Buck. You can tell Buck never played sports, I feel like, because
he played in high school.
Did he? I don't know.
They said he was an offensive
because you
tackle.
believe in jinxes, right?
Defensive tackle.
I mean, like if I believe in jinxes.
I put on my uniform the same way every time. Oh, if I played a great game, I made sure I did. Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But I had all these machines connected to me.
I tell you one thing: if the Titans win today, I'll wear the same exact outfit every Sunday until they lose.
Oh, okay.
You like that?
Yeah,
I'm not going to be the reason that they lose, like Buck.
Oh, okay.
Because Buck's the reason.
Yeah, but you're not predicting them to win today.
They're not.
So you're predicting them to lose by more than 8.5?
Yeah, they're not covering that spread. But it's like 10 points. Like, I mean,
so what's your score? What's your score?
I'm going to go 24-14.
We're doing predictions right now.
You want to do it? Yeah, we got time.
We right here.
24-14.
24-14.
The Broncos.
So how do you think this game is going to play out? From a Titans
I think it's going to be a pretty sloppy game to begin with. And now that doesn't necessarily mean turnovers and penalties. I just mean that I don't know if either offense is going to be looking that great. You may get, not very long drives.
Gotcha.
And then probably go into halftime, I'm going to say 7-10 Broncos. And I think the second half is just probably going to be a little too much. I think the Titans players are going to get a little tired and all that kind of stuff, because of the altitude and stuff that we were talking about yesterday. A little bit more out-conditioned. So, yeah.
Dang. No big plays from anywhere?
Oh, I think there'll be some explosives coming out.
How you think Cam Ward?
I think Cam Ward will look like a rookie quarterback. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I just think that's what he is.
So if you gave me some numbers, what would that look like?
Oh, probably I think he'll get to 200 yards. Probably has, I'm going to say 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. But that's just because Denver's so good. I mean, they just are.
That was the Denver last year.
I don't know. But I don't think that Denver team has really changed too much.
This is not the same team. We have a better offensive line. You just said we're even against their D-line. You said that.
I think that they could be.
No.
That they will.
You didn't say could.
Okay, we're up to 20%. All right, let's go to Rob in Atlanta. Rob, you're on with Blaine and Zach. Hello, Rob.
Rob from Atlanta. ATL.
Rob, call back in. We can't hear you. You probably got yourself on mute.
Just say your name was Ross, and that would have been okay.
There you go. All right, we'll see if Rob calls back in from Atlanta. Maybe he was leaving Magic City and had to get out to cell phone reception or something.
I know. I heard that's your spot.
Me and the NFLPA, ex-NFLPA president hang out in Magic City a lot.
Oh, my gosh. Man, who would have thought we were talking about Magic City on Countdown to Kickoff?
Okay, so I think there's a path the Titans can win this game. But it's going to have to really fall on this offense. Because I
get what you're saying. Yeah. I think there's too many things that have to go the Titans' way.
Yeah.
To make you feel like they can win this game. You know, they got to get some breaks here or there, whether it's a return or pick six or whatever it may, a turnover, special team big play. And then they have to kind of play flawless, and that's almost impossible.
Yeah.
And when I say that, like, okay, if you go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, then your defense is going to get tired, and they're going to bend, they're going to break. So then you have to move the ball, and then if you don't get points, and then if you're saying he's going to throw 2 interceptions throughout the game, it may be in critical times where they need to, keep the drive alive. Man, until I see it, I think I have to see not only this year's team, the Titans, but I got to see the coaches perform well and see how much they've improved. And then I think we'll have a better gauge of especially how some of these young players, I think I'm pretty confident in the offensive line, even though that's the best test against their defensive line. I think we're okay there. I think, they're going to win some. We're going to win some.
Right.
But it's not going to be one where, oh, man, their defensive front just dominated us. If it's like that, we have no shot in you know what. None.
I look at it and I go, I know logically Sunday, any given Sunday.
Right. Anything happens.
I know there's parity. I know that this team has some explosiveness in it in the offense. I know that it has some players on defense. Like, I understand that there can be a way to do it. I just think that the Tennessee Titans have sucked any kind of hope out of me last season. they killed me as a fan. And so I'm just, not trying to set myself up to expectation. I'm not saying that everybody has to live that way, right?
Right.
I mean, fan however you want to fan. I'm just like, I want to, because I can feel myself as we get closer really wanting to go 50-50. Like, I can feel it. I can feel my fandom trying to claw out and wanting to do it and wanting to believe. I'm just trying to temper expectations right now. Let's go to Rob.
It's a lot.
Rob, did you get out of Magic City all right?
Yeah, I'm alive, boys. How are you guys?
Doing good. How are you?
It's all right.
Doing well, man. And you want to talk about bringing the phantom out, Zach. What are we doing, brother? I mean, this is week 1 NFL football. I mean, did you guys not watch Cam Ward during the preseason? The man looked fantastic. I'm excited to see the boys go out there and do their best to get a dub. I'm not as gung-ho on maybe a potential loss as you may be. By the way, Blaine, good to speak to you. Longtime Titans legend. You're our guy, so we're always rooting for you, man. But let's get some energy up there, fellas. I mean, maybe Pat Sartan does put some clamps on Calvin Ridley, but we've got the young buck in Ellick, who's going to be, wide receiver number 2, rookie wide receiver out there going out and having some fun. And, I'm excited to see the boys play. I do think we give Denver a little bit more of a test than I think maybe the general public does. I've got the boys plus 8.5. But hey, love the show, guys. Catch you guys on Zach and Blaine as well. And love the whole program. So I appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Rob.
Appreciate it.
I will push back a little bit on one thing he said, that Cam Ward looked great in the preseason. 5 3-and-outs out of 7 drives. Now, I do think he did some really good things. I'm not trying to say that he looked like crap or anything. But what I'm saying is like, I mean, great's a little bit of a stretch for me, but I think we saw enough out of him to feel comfortable with him as being quarterback 1.
Yeah. And then if you've been around him and you've watched him in practice a little bit, at least as much, and then hear what everybody's saying about his leadership, and he's backed that up even at the podium sometimes. So,
all right, after Rob's call him up to 25%.
I'm comfortable. Man, it's just that some things are going to have to go right. I just want to see – I don't want to see any freaking false starts or unnecessary penalties.
The Titans just have never had anything go right, man, it feels like.
I think they just got to get some flow and mojo going. And once that happens, I think we'll be okay.
Capture a little bit of magic.
Be very competitive in this game and have a great shot of winning it. I'm not overly like Denver's like that team like Sean Payton's thinking. I don't see that. Now, I'm not watching them on a weekly basis. They actually, they were 10-8 or whatever they were last year.
Yeah, including the playoffs.
And they started off slow last year, I think.
Yes, they did. They were not good last year at the beginning. He went 0 for 2 interceptions in each of his first 2 games. 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Well, hopefully that'll happen again.
That would be nice. Let's go to Captain Tony. Captain Tony, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
Oh, it's a beautiful Sunday for the two-tone blue. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
Oh, my gosh, man. It's so great to talk to y'all. Hey, man, I feel like we're friends now, and I used to watch you when I was a kid. That's crazy.
Hey, man, that just made my knee hurt right there.
Yeah. Man, Zach, for some reason, I think is still feeling the loss from Alabama a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he's still building.
Well, hey, listen now. 73-0 last night. Oh. I mean, not even University of Tennessee scored 73.
Oh.
They just scored 72. I mean, you just score 72. You can't even get to 73. And then you let East Tennessee score 17 points. Alabama's back, baby.
I tell you, you haven't met me enough yet. I've been around.
That's how you gonna feel about Titans next week.
The last 7 years or so. But there's something about you that you're able to get a rise out of me with your 10%, your 15%, your 20%. It's like you're a foot in and a foot out. Just be confident. Here's what I really, really want to see today, because this is what I'm confident in. This is what I'm confident in, Zach. I think they're more mature. They might be younger, but I feel like this is a more mature, a more coachable group. There's going to be some stuff out there today that's going to need to be coached. That's going to, you're going to have to learn the process. Cam's going to go through things that he maybe hasn't seen before. But what I am confident in is that I think this is a very mature, coachable group. Vegas in the beginning of the week had the Titans so far disrespected that they were a double-digit dog, 10.5. I got the Titans at 10.5 early in the week. There ain't no way in Sam, you know what? Are you kidding? 10.5? And you're going with the 10? Look, here's what I'm saying. I don't care if the Titans lose today. I want to see execution. Like Blaine said, I want to see less penalties. I want to see maturity. I want to see being able to get in and out of situations effectively. I don't want a bunch of turnovers. I want to be competitive. And if we can be competitive against what's touted and standard to be one of the best, if not the best defense in the league, I think that shows a lot for what the Titans did in the offseason. There's a ton of question marks. And if there's more question marks today than there have been all offseason. Today's the day, if I was Brian Callahan, to tell that team to go answer the questions and answer the bell. Titans by 50.
I love it, Captain Tony. You know what,
baby?
You know what, Captain
What'd that
Tony?
get you to?
Don't say you went to 22%.
70%.
Dude, you're not 70%.
I'm at 70%. Titans win.
You.
I believe. I don't know.
You went from 2 to 70.
The fandom came out.
He's
It came out
appeasing the
during
fan
Captain
base.
Tony. That was it. That broke the wall. The great wall of losing that was wrapped around my heart.
So you just passed that
Captain
me and
Tony
Ross.
just broke it. 70%.
You just passed me around.
You guys have losing mentality. I'm at 70%. You guys are at 50 and 40. Now who's got the loser mentality?
Oh, my God.
70% Titans win
I
today.
didn't know we could adjust.
Predict the score. You said 24-14.
Yeah.
Ross, what you got?
I'll say Titans win 23-20.
There you go, 23-20.
Ooh.
I like it. And I know this. Robert Rouse in the chat, just real quick, 22-20 for the last 2 weeks, Titans win. So I just want to give him a shout out.
I'm going 20-20. Then they go into overtime. Titans win it with a field goal in overtime.
That will do it for us as the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff. Titans radio coverage is produced by Joseph Bonanno, studio producer Justin Hawkins, studio host Lucas Panzica, promotions director Rich Ferris, director of sales Hunter Rice, general manager Allison Warren, operations manager Paul Mason, executive producer Rhett Bryan.